So, Ciaran, talk to me a little bit about the things that you've implemented since your arrival at the Bells, please.
Yeah, I think still early days. Fourth, fifth week. I think coming into the group and a bit of time sort of spent assessing the group, I felt certainly they were a bit low in confidence. So part of the responsibility, not just to provide a framework that we want to try and see come to fruition in games tactically, part of it was to give them that little bit of a boost to show them what could be really great about them. Having watched them a few times prior to the role, I thought there was some really, really good foundations in place, which was really exciting then to get involved, to see how I could influence them. I think I said that in my first interview about influencing them in a positive way to be the best it can be. And try and give them the tools to support them to be able to play with a sense of freedom within a kind of framework that we want. There's a lot that I'm expecting from the group as we move forward. There really is. I think if we want to be ambitious, which every club should be, and we want to go where we want to go to and we feel we can go to over time, then we have to have those high standards and high expectations. But we can't really give them everything in a day because it becomes overwhelming and has a negative impact. So for me, it was about embedding a few principles that I wanted from them, but with a flexible framework around it so that they could really have that freedom to express themselves. And also to support them in a way that would hopefully give them some confidence to know that they can be great. And then we just build on that as we go week in, week out, really.
And talking about giving them the tools, the club having ambition, the team visited the high performance centre that we have here at the Eco Power Stadium earlier this week. That again is a part of our facility and the foundations that we've got here to help push the team on further forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when I came in, it was clear to me that if we wanted to go places, we need to be doing more as much as we can within our resources. We recognise that we're not full-time. We recognise that there are limiting factors. It's a different dynamic. And we want to try and utilise as much supportive networks that we have, certainly in as close proximity as we are, to provide what I would class as a standard of performance in terms of how we're supporting the girls. So visiting the high performance centre, having a bit of testing done, which allows us to start to objectively measure certain things, so then we can see progression. Is great for us, and I'm delighted that we have it right here at the stadium. So it was really good to have those initial conversations with them, to build those relationships, and hopefully that's going to support our longer term goals, I would say.
Moving on to this weekend then, your first home game in charge has come a week delayed after the postponement of last week. How do you see this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, listen, a week obviously later than expected. We were a bit gutted about the game being called off, but obviously for safety reasons, of course, it had to be. Really excited again to get this game this weekend. It's going to be a tough game. I think this is a really, really tough league, and I think the players recognise that as well. And I always say it's about, we're respectful of everybody. I'm expecting a really, really challenging game, but that's great. That's what it's all about, because for me, this whole journey with the players that they're going to go on with me is about seeing how far we can push the boundaries of performance. And by playing good teams that are on paper, doing better than us this season, shall we say, is great. That's where we want to be. So I'm really looking forward to it. I always say to the players, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they cope with the kind of pressures that come from that. I'm sure Charlie will be confident of coming and putting on a performance. They're obviously higher than we are in the league, not by much, but I do think that they'll be coming and providing a really stern test for us. So it's one that we're all really looking forward to. I think the girls are really itching to get on the field and start to really get to work in that game day environment, where we say that matters. And also as well, I think for the fans, it's again frustrating not to be able to get out last week and interact and show them some glimpses of what we've been working on and what we're trying to embed. So I'm really hopeful that we can do that this weekend.